We have made it to the end of the first half of this game. And we ended off with my favorite level in the game, Jungle Zone. Sadly, there's only one original badnik of this zone. The other two are returning ones. The first of one being Crab Meat, and he's just as worthless as he was in Green Hill Zone. He won't do anything to you all that often. I mean, he's a little annoying in Act 2 sometimes because he's in inconvenient locations, but he takes so long firing his projectiles that if you don't jump on him and you get hit by those projectiles, 9 out of 10 times it's your fault, so he sucks. Second on today's list is Chopper, and unlike Bridge Zone where he was only a mild inconvenience at the worst of times, he's actually somewhat annoying in this level because sometimes you'll be running across some logs to get to the other side of the area, and the only way to not get hit by him when he tries to jump at you is by jumping. However, you risk flying forward and then going into a bottomless pit and potentially dying. Or in worst cases in Act 2, he'll send you flying down further down the level and you'll have to backtrack, so I give him a 3 out of 10. He's definitely more annoying. Look at that, Chopper, you moved up the pecking order once again. That's character development. And our third and final badnik for today is Neutron. Now, in Green Hill Zone in the Genesis version, he would reveal himself and then try to attack you with an energy ball or try to run into you. And he'll try to do the same in this game. The thing is, he's so slow at trying to attack you that I don't think I've ever been hit by him in this game, despite how many times I've played it over the years. So for that, on principle alone, I'm gonna have to give him a 0. He's just so bad at attacking you that it's honestly depressing. He's the worst badnik in the game by far. What's going on there, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic morning, because I most certainly am. My name is Azurblade, and welcome back to Game Gear Sonic the Hedgehog. Today we're going to the Jungle Zone, the third level in the game. Now, out of all the levels in the game, that might be my favorite, Jungle Zone is definitely a strong contender for the #1 spot. I'd say the only one that comes close would be the Bridge Zone. I love the aesthetic of this level, the music is nice and cheerful, and the platforming challenges are definitely more unique compared to a lot of the other stages in classic Sonic. You got the platforms that go down the waterfall with the logs, you got the logs that you gotta run across to get to different parts of the stages, and there is the occasional spring that will throw you into a bottomless pit if you're not careful, so watch out for those. Those are a bit of a stinker on this stage. Alright, now we got our third Chaos Emerald, so we are halfway done with the emeralds. 3 down, 3 to go. Yeah! Now let's continue on our merry little way. And go on the platforms and jump across. And here we are at the next checkpoint. And now we go over this way and roll down the vine, but hold left, otherwise you'll hit that spring and go into the bottomless pit, or you'll overshoot the platform and still go into the bottomless pit below. Overall, it's a pretty easy way to die. And now that I got 50 rings at the end of the first level, we got ourselves yet another special stage. Woohoo! Now my goal with this in terms of points is I want to try and get a 250,000 before the game is over. That's without the emerald bonus, by the way. So let's see. Let's get as many rings as possible without going over 100, because once you get 100, then your ring counter resets, and then the game will act like you only got like 9 or 10 at the end instead of over 100. And if I'm gonna be honest with this special stage, wow, that was something else, wasn't it? Sent me every which way but loose. Anywho, as I was saying earlier, this special stage always made me hungry as a kid because I always thought that the ceiling and floors looked like taffy. And the yellow and green bumpers always looked like rock candy to me. I don't know, maybe I'm hungry. And we got pretty far up the island here. That's something I really like about this game, is that the game will actually show you how far up the island you've gotten as you progress through the levels. It's a really cool detail that reminds me of Super Castlevania 4, and anything that reminds me of that game is an automatic win in my book, because that game is awesome. Who knows, maybe one day I'll do a Let's Play of that game. Maybe. That game's really difficult and I'm not great at Castlevania, so I would definitely have to practice that game before I were to commit to a Let's Play of it, but the option's out there. Alright, now let's continue up this... Oh, no. Damn it, I lost my shield. But at least I got an extra life! Oh well. I got 9 lives, and I lost my rings. Isn't that just fan-friggin-tastic? But I got some more, so I'm okay for right now. I'm really sad I lost my shield, though, because I'm not gonna be able to take a hit against the boss, but as long as I don't get hit, I won't die. I just gotta be careful. And we got one more platforming challenge left. Just go this way, hop on the log here, and now we're at the end of the stage just about. Just head up here, and here we are at the end. And something to note about this stage is in the Master System version of the game, I heard that the floor will actually lock, or the screen will lock, depending on how high in the stage you've gotten, so the floor will become a bottomless pit and you will die, so do be careful if that's the version of the game you are playing. I wouldn't know because I've never played it. But now that Robotnik descended and is now staring at us menacingly, time to get started with the third and final act of Jungle Zone. And we got more vertical platforming, because vertical platforming is obviously better than that overrated horizontal platforming, right? Anywho, time for the next boss. So his gimmick this time around is that he'll throw a ball at you, and after a couple seconds, it will explode. Now, what I would recommend doing is waiting for him to drop it, and then just jump over it, and then get a single hit in, because it is very easy to fall off the sides here, and then you will lose your life. And that's no fun. Alright, just one more hit, I think. I'm not chancing it. There we go! Yeah! But yeah, even if you have a shield, it's very easy for you to get knocked off this platform. And make sure to jump there, because it would suck to get to the end and then end up dying there. But next time on Game Gear Sonic the Hedgehog, we will go to the 4th zone. See you guys next time. Take care, everyone.